Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day, wherein things kind of got away from me. Apparently, it's Thursday, so I have therapy today. Yay. I mean, that's a good thing. But I get lost on what day is what, so sometimes things sneak up on me. Thumbs up for that. But anyway, though, I have not done super well. It's been very hot and it's going to get even hotter. It's just, there's a high heat warning in our area right now, and yesterday it got close to 100. Today it's going to get even closer, so it's not going to be good. And I, of course, had heat related insomnia, minor heat related insomnia / anxiety. So, didn't get a ton of sleep last night. Yay! And of course, since I can't remember the name of the panel or what it comes out to, they did a metadata study where they studied like 200 and some odd scientists, studied 14,000 reports over the past couple years, and climate change, even, all the stuff I've said, where even if we stopped everything right now, it's going to keep on happening for thousands of years. Yeah, guess what? Even if we stop right now, the effects are going to continue for thousands of years. Quite literally, if we don't stop right now, there will be nothing left on the planet very soon. And by soon, I don't mean, tomorrow, but human beings won't be around in just a couple decades, and then nothing else will be alive after a couple hundred years. And the effects will still continue for a few thousand years before they get better. So even if we manage, as the people trying to get into the cab of this vehicle that is racing toward the base of a cliff at 100 miles an hour, even if we manage to get the door down, even if we pull the people out of the cabin that are partying, even if we manage to get the brakes off the brake pedal, the gas, and start slowing down, we're gonna hit that wall so hard, none of us are going to survive. But I don't want to be depressing, so welcome to the rest of your life, people that are younger than me. Everything that's happening now with the catastrophic heat stuff, with the floods happening everywhere, it is going to get worse and worse. This is the last best year that you are ever going to have in your life. So thumbs up. But again, I don't want to get massively depressing, so we're going to talk about something else instead. Let me check out the topics list, because there are some things here, some things that I wanted to talk about. I have an active warning on my channel now, because they removed a video because it promoted terror groups. Now, a lot of people that I've been watching have had this happen. I mean, a lot of people. And for a lot of people, this put them very close to losing their channels entirely. Because out of the blue, from 6 years ago, everyone who had a particular clip in any one of their videos, that was yanked off the site and they got a warning. And if your warning was already up, that was a strike. And if you already had 2 strikes, that was a third. And 3 strikes get your channel deleted. So a lot of people probably had their channels deleted because of this. There have been a lot of videos about it. The best that people have been able to figure is it seems to be in a collection of clips from, a react to this thing. There is a 1 or 2 second, it happened in the year, 2001. There were some towers in New York and they're not there anymore. And there was a reference to or a part of a clip that was memed into something, and every video that has that clip in it that video is pulled off the site, and you've gotten a community warning. If you have a warning, you got a strike. If you got 2 strikes, your channel's gone. So, yeah, at least I know why now. But, ooh, yeah, YouTube is fun in that things change. Culture changes. YouTube culture changes. I'm checking over there to make sure that I'm not messing up my hair. I have a second monitor for my consoles and stuff, and because my forehead got itchy. But culture changes. Take a look at what was funny in 2014 and what's not allowed anymore now. Just in 6 years, there's that change. So things change. And then when they retroactively apply the current rules to the stuff from the past, that can be problematic and painful. So yay. But that happens. I got a warning. No more warnings. That is, in fact, every time I go to my dashboard for my for the studio for my channel, there's a big thing that says you have an active warning. No, yeah, that was my only warning. You get one warning. But also, there are a few rescue channels that I watch. One of them is called, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but she calls herself Munchie. She has a website, probably, but a channel, Munchie's Place, and she does small animal rescue, and it's in Washington State. I don't know where, but it's, I live in Washington State at the bottom of, again, is a quick geography thing. Next to the ocean, there's a big peninsula off Washington State that just burnt, and then it's cut off by water. It's a peninsula. And then there's the rest of Washington State, and it's cut by a huge mountain range, so it's really split up and torn apart. And I live at the bottom of the Sound, which is close to Oregon and almost on the peninsula, so it's wild and crazy. And in Oregon as well, Portland, there is a hamstery where they breed hamsters, ethical hamster breeding, and some rescue stuff. So there's some cool places around here. But anyway, this whole Munchie's Place thing, she was talking about how they had a rescue and the type of hamster that the type of hamster that they rescued. I had a hamster a couple years back that had the snub nose, just like the kind of hamster that they had. It is brachycephalic. It is a deformation of the skull, as I had figured. I figured it was probably chromosomal, and yeah, it is. But it can cause a whole lot of issues. Some of it can be, they can be hydrocephalic, water on the brain, so they have an enlarged skull and deformations because of that. Only a doctor can tell. But one of the issues you'll have is, there's, because of the snubbed face, it's just a regular hamster, they'd have a short stubby face anyway, but these are even stubbier. And so they look weird because their faces are stubbier. They can have malformed teeth because of their malformed jaws. Luckily, the hamster I had did not have that issue. They can have breathing problems where they're always sniffing and snorting. Well, she was. There's another problem, I'm not quite sure what it was, I've forgotten already, but luckily for me, it was just, she only just had the sniffling and snurfing issues because of the breathing. But yeah, brachycephalic. So unfortunately, a lot of pet stores like PetSmart and Petco in the US, or at least, in my portion thereof, if they get brachycephalic hamsters, generally they send them back to be euthanized. And since they just get their, rodents from mills anyway, it's just sad all around. Poor hamsters, poor little guys. I have forgotten, and hopefully will remember at some point today, to make a list of the science channels that I watch. Hopefully I'll be able to get that done for people that want to see the science channels that I watch. So hopefully I'll be able to get that done. Now, past that though, I have just been walking around and doing stuff as best that I can. I still go walkies. It was late last night when I went walkies because it's so hot. Oh, I don't want to go out into the heat, but I gotta go walkies, so like it or not, gotta head out. They've been doing a lot of work. I had mentioned how along the train tracks that we had, the small section of train tracks that I like to walk around, they had really ripped up the grass and stuff right along those tracks, and I wondered what they were doing. They've been doing construction all along that road. I'm not quite sure what they're doing, but it's not railroad specific. It's just right when they get there, it runs parallel to the tracks, all of the under pipe stuff that they're doing. So yay. Just thought I'd mention that because I'd been walking, but I finally noticed what they were doing, because when I was going out there, they had left one of their, it's not a forklift, it's some sort of driving machine that does construction stuff. That was there, so I got to see what they're actually doing, because I generally don't go out when they're actually working on stuff. So thumbs up for that. Yay. So, and of course, changing seasons. It used to be that, just like 2 months ago, it would be light at about 4 o'clock in the morning. 4:30, it was starting to get really bright. Well, now I get in here, like 5:45, because I generally get out of bed around 5:30ish, because I'm just awake and hurting. So no need to just lay there and hurt and be bored. And now it's getting to be close to 6 o'clock before it gets light. And I head out for walkies at close to 8 o'clock. Sun's getting low. By the time I get back, it's dark. Getting close to 10 o'clock, and it's dark. It isn't cool, but it's dark. So changing seasons. Yay. Thumbs up for that. It happens. And a good thing, too. And as well, I don't know why I think about this one, but I do occasionally, just because, I'm a human being, and this is the sort of thing that I think about. Language is weird, especially when you consider, there's all these talking heads that ramble and rant about, oh, you can't change words. Words mean these things. Words are made up. Words aren't sacrosanct. They're not given to us by God. They change. They happen. In fact, no matter what word you use, if you make up a word that you have never used before, like, hey, could you hand me that jammy janger over there? Okay, that's a word. You just made up an actual word, and it's a word, the jammy janger. And you're referring to like a wrench. That is right then and there, a jammy janger. And if you get enough people to say it and use the term, and it spreads, then guess what? In the United States, that is when it goes into the dictionary, when it's in use. So suddenly, jammy janger is a word, because a lot of people are using it as a word. That is why they add these new odd words to the dictionary, because people are using these new words. Language changes. Language has to change. What happens to the languages that don't change? How many people do you know of that speak Latin? That language will never change. It's also dead. Languages that do not change are not spoken. Languages are alive, and that they're fluid and used by living people. And also remember, when you hear a dog bark, when you hear a possum hiss, when you hear a cat meow, that's all we're doing too. These are just our barks and coughs, growls and grunts, our hisses and snorts. These are just our animal noises that we recognize from each other. They're not special. They're just sounds. Woof. Our particular barks. And of course, just as a real wild tangent, reminded me, of course, when I went woof, of I've seen this one video of this great big old husky Where at one point they're saying, don't do this, don't do it to it. And the dog, literally, it does not bark. It just sort of looks and goes, woof. It doesn't bark, it says, woof. So, hey, what do you say? And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank, well, however many people have left me comments, and I haven't had 25 for a long time, and the number keeps going down, but however many people there are, I will thank each and every one of you for the past 24 hours. Thank you so very, very much. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. And of course, even though I can't American Sign Language with my depression, partially treated ADHD, my grief, and more, I'm getting better all the time, but there is a functional limit that I will reach one day. But we have Rob, thumbs up and thank you. We have Philip Fanning, greatly appreciated, and there is just a guy in your comment section, but thank you very, very much for being there. Favel, I don't know how to pronounce it with the accent mark, but hey, Ricky Bettini with the new name, good to see you in the comments. Made in Canada, thumbs up, and I will have more to say about the Cosmic Horrors, no fear. Plus, I'm trying to do more on the creative/disturbing channel about them, so hey. Coco's, thumbs up and thank you. Honor, greatly appreciated, good to see you. A Bizarre YouTuber, greatly appreciated. We have Colin Reisenauer, who leaves comments on, it's not a bad thing. It looks like spamming, and some people don't like it, but it's not a bad thing. And then there is Ice Damon, and that is it. 11 people that left comments in the past 24 hours. So thank you very much, each and every one of you. It is greatly appreciated. Thumbs up for that. With my hands in the air, though, of course, if you could check out my various things down below. I have Twitter, Facebook, Patreon.com, and if you could become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be truly beautiful and awesome. It is because of people like this that I'm able to keep a roof over my head. I'm able to put food in my stomach, feed my cats. Cats? Plural? My one cat and my hamster. So thank you all so very, very much. And if you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, I have a PayPal link down below. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money, I have an Amazon wish list link with things like cat food on it. If you could check it out, that would be awesome. Very, very cool. Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. And if you can toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. And of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool. Thumbs up and thank you so very much. Oy vey. I'm still going to talk about this one. I'm still going to rail on this one because it's important. We are at a worse stage now in the United States than we were a year ago. If you need any sort of help in a hospital, there are so many states where, if that is true, you are going to die because all the beds are being used up by covfefe bug patients. Ambulances are having to hold their patients and wait until a bed opens up. Take this serious, please. Get vaxxed. Wear a mask in public. Maintain your social distancing. Wash your hands. Try not to touch your face. The covfefe bug itself is bad. The Delta variant is bad. The Delta variant is getting worse. There is a Lambda variant that looks like will be even worse than that. Please be safe. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. And that is, well, a very good thing.